Da, 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 ba, da, da. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. Started about just over 3 months ago, I guess, reading a couple books a night from the Bible. And I'm in the a couple chapters a night from the Bible, and I'm in the 5th book right now, reading through Deuteronomy. And each book has been a separate challenge. Deuteronomy has certainly been. And I had kind of a free day today with Christmas. My kids were elsewhere and obviously didn't have to work and had no stores open or no gym open to go work out at, and kind of having a quiet but enjoyable Christmas here by myself, and thought I would catch up on a little reading and read a few extra chapters today from the book of Deuteronomy. Again, it is Christmas. The world is celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. I was asked to skip ahead and read the part of the Bible that focuses on that, but I chose not to. I chose to continue on the path that I was on and move closer to Jesus Christ, which is probably a good metaphor as we go throughout our day. We're never going to achieve perfection or perfect love or perfect grace, but our goal can be to move a little closer to Jesus Christ each day. And tonight I'm going to move a little closer by reading 2 additional books from the book of Deuteronomy. I think it's chapter 29 and 30, but I'm not totally sure. While drinking some Earl Grey tea. So thank you so much for joining me. And again, yes, it'll be chapters 29 and 30 tonight. Chapter 29, the covenant renewed in Moab. These are the words of the covenant that the Lord commanded Moses to make with the people of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant that he made with them at Horeb. And Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, "You have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land, the great trials that your eyes saw, the signs and those great wonders. But to this day the Lord has not given you a heart to understand, or eyes to see, or ears to hear. I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn off your feet. You have not eaten bread, and you have not drunk wine or strong drink, that you may know that I am the Lord your God. And when you came to this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us to battle, but we defeated them. We took their land and gave it for an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of the Manassites. Therefore, keep the words of this covenant and do them, that you may prosper in all that you do. You are standing today, all of you, before the Lord your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and the sojourner who is in your camp, from the one who chops your wood to the one who draws your water, so that you may enter into the sworn covenant of the Lord your God, which the Lord your God is making with you today, that he may establish you today as his people, and that he may be your God. And he promised you, and as he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, it is not with you alone that I am making this sworn covenant, but with whoever is standing here with us today before the Lord your God, and with whoever is not here with us today. You know how we lived in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the midst of the nations through which you passed. And you have seen their detestable things, their idols of wood and stone, of silver and gold, which were among them. Beware lest there Beware, lest there be among you a man or woman, or clan or tribe, whose heart is turning away today from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of those nations. Beware, lest there be among you a root bearing poisonous and bitter fruit, one who, when he hears the words of the sworn covenant, blesses himself in his heart, saying, I shall be safe, though I walk in the stubbornness of my heart. This will lead to the sweeping away of moist and dry alike. The Lord will not be willing to forgive him, but rather the anger of the Lord and his jealousy will smoke against that man. And the curses written in this book will settle upon him. And the Lord will blot out his name from under heaven. And the Lord will single him out from all the tribes of Israel for calamity, in accordance with the rules of the covenant written in this book of law. And the next generation, your children who rise up after you, and the foreigner who comes from a far land, will say, when they see the afflictions of that land and the sickness with which the Lord has made it sick, the whole land burned out with brimstone and salt, nothing sown and nothing growing, where no plant can sprout, in overthrow like that of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and wrath. All the nations will say, why has the Lord done thus to this land? What caused the heat of this great anger? Then people will say, it is because they abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt, and went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods whom they had not known and whom he had not allotted to them. Therefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, bringing upon it all the curses written in this book. And the Lord uprooted them from their land in anger and fury and great wrath, and cast them into another land, as they are this day. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and our children forever, that we may do all with the words of this law. Chapter 30, repentance and forgiveness. And when all these things come upon you, the blessings and the curse which I have set before you, and you call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord your God has driven you, and return to the Lord your God, you and your children, and obey a voice in all that I command with you today, with all your heart and with all your soul, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have mercy on you, and he will gather you again from all the peoples where the Lord your God has scattered you. If your outcasts are in the uttermost parts of heaven, from there the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will take you. And the Lord your God will bring you into the land that your fathers possessed, that you may possess it. And he will make you more prosperous and more numerous than your fathers. And the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your offspring, so that you will love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. And the Lord your God will put all these curses on your foes and enemies who persecuted you. And you shall again obey the voice of the Lord, and keep all his commandments that I command you today. The Lord your God will make you abundantly prosperous in all the work in your hand, in fruits of your womb, and in the fruit of your cattle, and the fruits of your ground. For the Lord will again take delight in prospering you, as he took delight in your fathers, when you obey the voice of the Lord your God, to keep his commandments and his statutes that are written in this book of law, when you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. The choice of life and death. For this commandment that I command you today, it is not too hard for you, neither is it too far off. It is not in heaven that you should say, who will ascend to heaven for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it? Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who will go over the sea for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart, so that you can do it. See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I command you today, by loving the Lord your God, by walking in his ways and by keeping his commandments and his statutes and his rules, then you shall live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to take possession of it. But if your heart turns away and you will not hear, but are drawn away to worship other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are going over the Jordan to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that you and your offspring may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying his voice, and holding fast to him. For he is your life and length of days, that you may dwell in the land that the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. And with that, we are done with this night's reading of chapters 29 and 30 from the book of Deuteronomy. I'm one that can smell the finish line, and I feel we're pretty close to ending or finishing the book of Deuteronomy. And I may or I may not go live again later to read it. What's kind of fun for me, I go live a lot, and most of my videos are based on the lives I do, and I think it's important to get a big audience as I'm speaking or reading or talking or whatever. But when I do these biblical passages or readings, I think they're kind of valuable as a whole, as each is just again a part of the whole. And it's going to be neat when I can look back, and it's going to take me another year to do it, and say, hey, I read the whole Bible, and all those readings are posted here. And if you're curious about them, you can pull them out and use them, or hopefully gain some value from them whenever you choose. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening for the second of today's Bible readings. Again, I may hop on, I may not later tonight. We'll see how the night goes. But I hope you're having a Merry, Merry Christmas. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.